And let's speak with the governor of Nasarawa, said who earlier today had visited Vice President Kashim Shettima, congratulating him for retaining or getting a nod to run with President Bola Tinubu as a running mate in the 2027 election. Governor Abdullahi Sule is live for us here in our studio. Your Excellency, thanks so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much for having me. It was a pleasure.
You were with the Vice President earlier with the mission of congratulating him for getting a nod. It does look like he almost slipped off his fingers, because there are those who believe that persons other than him was going to get a ticket, especially some Christians of APC stock.
Well, I don't know what other people were thinking, but Shaun, if you remember, I appeared on your program some time back, and you asked me if it was necessary, to have a change. And I told you that, as the Americans said, why fix it if it's not broken? So for me, I had no idea whatsoever in my mind that President Bola Tinubu has a tag team player with him. And that player is actually, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, who happens to be an excellent and reputable and someone who can work with him and represents him. And he has been doing that all along. So, and I'm happy that he, even though I wasn't in the country at the time, that's why when I came back, I went in today to congratulate him that it has turned out to be for our party. And I think that's a wonderful thing that has happened to our party.
You said he's wonderful. Opposition said he's awful.
Opposition will always say what they want to say, and that is normal for opposition actually to say. It was awful when we won the election in 2023. It will be awful to them when we are going to win the election 2027.
Do you think that it fits into the sensibility of the multicultural, multi-ethnic, and multi-religious sentiments of Nigerians at the polls?
We can take each one at a time.
So let's begin with the religious one, which is probably a major problem. And I had a guest here yesterday, Senator Kwankwaso, who doesn't think that he thinks that it's going to be an albatross for your party in 2027. It was a major issue, the Muslim ticket, and that those who think that your party is anti-Christianity.
I think it is normal for Senator Kwankwaso, who I respect a lot, to say that because he's opposition. He cannot say anything good, in that manner. So when he said that, it is expected of him to say that. I don't think he will tell me today that another governor within the APC is going to tell you is awful. Another governor is going to tell you is an albatross. Another governor. Let us look at this constitution that people keep talking about. It all actually happens in the section 14.3 of the constitution, where it's talking about, making sure that there is inclusiveness, there is actually representation, and there is all parts of the country that none of them is actually neglected. None of them is not carried along. And that's where federal character came in following, section 15 of the same constitution that also talk about now ethnicity. There is no place where it talk about religion. Section 14 didn't talk about religion. Section 15 didn't talk about religion. Now, let us look at the history in Nigeria. Let us even start with this particular one that you have just mentioned. This particular one that you have mentioned, it is the aspect, of saying that they were coming for the first time Muslim ticket, just like the late Abiola came in Muslim ticket, 1992 or so. So, and that's why they were called it. So, and you can see both elections, has been clear that the Muslim ticket has won. I pray that one day Nigeria will have Christian ticket and it will win. That's what I pray to see.
Do you have a Christian as a deputy or not?
I've always had a Christian as deputy.
Emmanuel Akabe?
In Nasarawa State, it has always been a Christian.
Why do you think it was important?
No. We thought it was important because Emmanuel Akabe is competent, is competent, and our state is different from Nasarawa State. It's different from Nigeria. You cannot take a particular state. Take Enugu, for instance. You have Christian. Take Bayelsa is Christian. Take this is Christian.
That's exactly the point, sir.
Yeah.
That the sensibility of the generality of the people is important. We're talking about a country where you have almost 50% Muslim, 50% Christian. And that those...
Are you saying that in also a place like Enugu, they are not sensible? Or Bayelsa or Akwa Ibom are not sensible?
That's what I'm saying, that I'm saying the sensibility of when you have an equal amount of religious beliefs, and you've got to be able to respect that. And why would you consider, for example, having a northern deputy and a southern president? Is that not because of the sensibility of the ethnic diversity? And Nasarawa, say, for example, you consider a Christian because you think that Christian population is also of a reasonable amount. You go to Enugu, there are probably 90-something% of Christian. That's why you have it there. There are those who think that your party will suffer.
In Niger, I heard you doing all the... In Niger, you have Muslim as governors.
Yeah, because of the population.
Population is 90.
You can't say that in Kwara. You can't say that in Benue. You know, because there are differences. And that's why I said I'm not saying issue of justice or fair. I'm saying sensibilities, because it is just fair for you to play a game that people feel they are being captured. And it does. And the question of people that those your party, those who are against your party in 2023, they raise and say your party doesn't seem to be very sensitive to some of these sentiments.
The party is extremely sensitive. One of the things people had was the fear of the unknown. Whether this Muslim ticket was going to be more pro-Muslim in all its activities or the other. That was the concern that we had. Like you rightly mentioned, Nasarawa State is a place where you have this kind of division, almost 50-50. And so I heard it from a lot of people who had mentioned that this party is going to make us a Sharia country. This party is going to make us this. This party is make us that. And we lost election as a result of all that fears that they had. Today, if you look at it, this government has gone 3 years. Have they done anything possible that is going to show that they are more pro-Muslim rather than anti-Christian? As a matter of fact, the closest people to the president today, if you look at it, the people who see him regularly and who manage their states, are the various state governors. Now, look at the number of governors who have moved from their party to join this so-called Muslim ticket. Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom. In fact, Akwa Ibom is even a pastor. Akwa Ibom, Delta, Taraba. All these governors are Christians. They are not Muslim. Are you saying they don't care about their people, or they don't care about their religion?
Who perceive you as a very liberal man. The day you are seen as a jihadist and an extremist, yes, would you be worried?
I'm not one.
No, I'm saying, would you be worried?
No, if it is opposition...
And that's why there's a writer to it. I said, you are seen as a liberal man. Yes. And if you are perceived today as an extremist, would that worry you?
No, if it is opposition, it will not worry me. Because
the question, no, it's not even... everyone who said, is the United States an opposition to Bola Tinubu? Yeah. Is he an opposition? Because the question is that the United States feels that Christians in Nigeria, there is a deliberate effort to subjugate the Christian faith in Nigeria. And would you say that the Americans who thought that is an optical issue?
You have entered a subject that you may not be able to come out easily. At what point did the Americans start thinking that? I just came back from America. At what point did the Americans start
thinking that? Does that bother your party or not?
No.
Your party raised
it depends on the time
lobbies to be able to fight that narrative.
It depends on the time that Americans started thinking that.
There are several of the officials of this government who literally were living abroad just to clear that narrative that Nigeria or Tinubu government is not anti-Christian.
At the time of Abacha,
I'm saying that is something that is concerning.
At the time of Abacha, American government was anti-Nigeria. Was that a Muslim ticket? You see, America has its own interest, and it is called American interest. Period. Anything that goes contrary to American interest, America will fight it. It has nothing to do with Muslim ticket.
Including thinking that Bola Tinubu is not helping or supporting Christians in the hands of Islamic jihadis who are killing people in some parts of the country.
What I heard was a situation where President Trump at the White House commended the wife of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and called her a respected pastor, a respected religious leader.
You skip the timeline, sir.
Yes.
That is months after his first position.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying I have had that when you were saying...
No, and I say it's an optical problem. So it depends on how you look at it. And that's why I asked you the earlier question.
Yeah.
And that's what the introspection. And I'm asking this question not because I particularly think that I'm a Christian from Kwara State. I went to Quranic school with some of my friends when we were growing up. And I don't think less of a Muslim because I'm a Christian. And I have people who are, some of my closest friends are Muslims. And my belief and the way I see things are different. But we're talking about
That's
politics
the same
of
way
our
President
country.
Bola Tinubu is, to the point where his wife is a pastor.
And you cannot preach that to everyone. You have to act it.
No,
That's why justice is not something that is only done, but must be seen to be done.
And I think he has acted it in such a way where, in fact, a lot of Christian governors have agreed and have come to work with him. A lot of Christian governors have said, yes, we believe you are not anti-Christians.
Give us a reason, Governor, why any Nigerian should leave a Peter Obi Kwankwaso ticket, an Atiku Amechi ticket, and go with the ticket of a Muslim Bola Tinubu and a Muslim Shetima.
Oh, it's like bro, it's like day and night. You cannot even compare. If you look at the records of this president, if you look at the courage of this president, if you look at the performance of this president, if you look at the foresight, if you look at what has happened in the last 3 years, none of these people you have called has not held a position before. Now take that record, try to compare it with the records that I have just told you in the last 3 months. It's like day and night. You can't compare.
You've still not said the reason why they should.
I told you, performance. Courage, vision of this president. You know, if you look at the performance of what has happened in the last 3 years, you know, I know what you are going to throw out. Insecurity, as if insecurity started in 3 years. Okay? But if you look at his performance, even in the area of insecurity, and I'm happy I sat down here when you were discussing with General Musa, and General Musa told you that even security, you know, there is great improvement, and that's why some people are not happy and they are rumoring that he's resigning. Okay? So even in the so-called area of security that people actually are banging on, but you don't look at all the infrastructure that is happening in this country and say it ever happened. It's a dream. A lot of people will tell you that it's a dream. We never thought it will come. It will happen. If you look at some of the foresight, today, people in the area of education, look at what Nelfund is doing today. You know, if you look at what is happening in the area, today you are talking about an area of our economy, what has happened. Look at the capital market that has grown 10 times today. That has never happened. Look at, so it depends on, that's why I say you cannot even compare. So you are trying to compare.
If I take you on, and I know you're very grounded in economics, I know this is going to be a very deep debate, but I'm ready for it tonight. If I take you on the issue of the economy, how do you defend a party and a government that cannot even defend 3 budgets consecutively, failed in the first budget, failed in the second one, failed in the third one, budget performance disaster.
What do
you go into
what do you call fail?
So let me break it down for you, sir.
Yeah.
2025 budget, you passed on almost 70% of that budget into 2026. You said we are going to inject 30% and perform 30% of the 2025. And government, a Ministry of Health, for example, came out to say we got a meager less than 1% of the budget allocation to it in one calendar year. Isn't that not a disaster and a disappointment for the kind of thing that your party said it wants to do?
No, it's not. And that's why I said, ask me what is fail, and then I explain to you.
Failure of performance of budget.
No.
2023. Disaster, 2024 disaster,
which segment?
2025 disaster.
Which
and I'm talking about budget performance.
Good.
I'm not even going deeper into...
Are there areas of this budget performance where it has been 80%, where it has been close to 100%? Yeah, is that, and then some other areas where it's 10%, 20%, 30%. Are there areas?
Let's even start, Governor,
yeah,
with, and I know you're a very strong advocate, only that recently you now defend President Bola Tinubu, try to shy away from some of that. You are the one who accepts some of the ills and failures of your party in the past, but it does look like you do a better job than some of the spokespersons of the federal government. But Governor, look at it. And I know some of you governors benefit a lot from Bola Tinubu's policies because you now get a lot of money. But the question is that, yes, a lot of money is coming into the coffers of the federal government, yet there is a poor injection of capital flow for government to do infrastructure and development and governance.
And I'm saying you are talking of in totality. You are not looking at segments. Budgets are not operated like that. Budgets are operated in certain segments. I will even tell you, I will be so practical in this. Say Ministry of Culture, how much is it getting? Say Ministry of Defense, how much is it getting? Say Ministry of Education, how much is it getting? Say Ministry of Health, how much is it getting? Ministry of Works, Infrastructure, how much? You know, so that's the way you have to find the average of this.
So Tinubu has designed and modeled his own way of implementing the budget.
No, everybody has done that. Everyone. You come, I will pick myself. You come to Nasarawa State and say that we have budgeted 36% of our budget going to education. How much so far did go there in the year 2015? Based on the availability. You remember, budget is in and out. Budget is in and out. It's saying that I'm going to make so amount of money, and I'm going to spend that amount of money. I'm going to borrow so amount of money. I'm going to complement what I'm earning in order to do that. So if any of these two inputs are not correct, are not meeting the point, then the output will also be in the same manner.
Because the government says in one breath, very confusing and very contradictory.
Yeah.
We're earning more money now. FRS, NRS is getting more money, Customs is getting more money, but yet the Ministry of Health, as important as the state, is complaining. Finance Ministry is owing contractors, local contractors who have done jobs. It's an audio performance government. It's an audio performance that we're seeing. We hear it, but not seeing it.
I don't know about audio. You go ahead, you are picking certain segments to say that. I remember, and let me tell you this. I remember, I read in the papers, in the media, that they say, how come some segments have performed 100%? They have gotten their money 100%, and some other people have gotten 20%. And that's the direction I was taking.
It's in a half-assed way. It's a very wishy-washy way of doing things.
No, it's not
you focus on this one that interests you.
No,
you give a lot of money for Lagos Coastal Way, and you abandon those. I mean, this is a very disastrous way of running government. And even if you leave the economy, you go to security. More people have been killed under this government in the last 3 years than we've seen in the last other 3 years before this government came into power.
Well,
the figure says so.
Insecurity, and I'm not doubting you. I'm not arguing with you on that because I don't know that. If you say that you have the numbers.
Yeah, the facts are there. I will read it out
to you. I haven't changed. I'm the same person. So if you say there are something there with facts and figures, I will not argue with you on that. I argue on things that I know. I argue on things that I'm sure. I argue the thing that there is no ambiguity whatsoever as far as I'm concerned. So, and that's why I'm telling you that I did not agree with the issue of budget being a disaster, being a failure, being a this, and those were my reasons. Now, if you say there are certain segments that the payment did not perform, there are other areas it outperformed, I say, okay, I agree with you, because that's exactly the fact. And I was able to get the word out of you when you say that, how come we are overfunding, Lagos, Calabar, and this, and we are not funding Enugu, Calabar, so I understand your argument. These are the kinds of statements that will come out of people who are in opposition. They will send it to you, and then maybe you will say it. So I think that's where we are, Shaun. As far as we are concerned, I think when it comes to this budget, issue in the state, when it comes to the issue, why are you now telling me that we have the best foreign reserve in the past 4 or 5 years, that we have not seen? Why are you not saying that one? Because that's the reality. That's a fact. Why are you not saying that for the past 10, 15 years, Nigeria had not had 1.7, 1.8 million barrels production a day? Today we have that. Why are you not saying that? So it is not like all the way bad everywhere. Why are you not saying that in this same Nigeria, the total capitalization of the capital market was only about 8 to 10 trillion. Today we are talking of 100 trillion. Why are you not saying that? So these are the facts on the table.
Give me a moment, sir.
I will.
We'll take a break, but when we come back, is the lithium, I wish that you have some in your pocket. Is it audio lithium or lithium for real? We'll be coming back to talk about more on the governance of Nigeria, that of Nasarawa State, and my guest tonight on the politics of 2027. We'll be right back, everyone. Everyone. for staying with us. Governor of Nasarawa State, Engineer Abdullahi Sule, has been speaking with us on the program. Thanks so much, Your Excellency, for joining us tonight on the program. 5 years ago, you grew the IGR of Nasarawa State from 7 billion. In 2023, it went to about 28 billion. And from what we understand, it's gone to about 31 billion as at the last measurement. That meant that from 7 billion over the last 8 years, you've grown the IGR of the state to about 31 billion. From what I hear, the IGR is now in the range of 24, 25 billion as we speak, and the year is still running. There was a time that if you ask anyone who is the governor of Nasarawa State, they may not be able to know. But you have successfully put out the name and the profile of Nasarawa State on the global map. Maybe because you are a Houston man, you're an American. We work in the oil and gas, but kudos. One thing that drew my attention, particularly to some of the development, is your interest in natural resources and exploiting them. Lithium is one thing that, and you and I have had conversations about lithium. Give us an understanding, Engineer Sule, of the success story. You've been talking about lithium for almost 7 years. We have lithium now fabricated, processed out of Nasarawa State.
Thank you very much. Let me make a little correction in the last statement you made. I'm very lucky that I have a team. All these efforts are not the efforts of just Governor A.A. Sule, are efforts of the team that we have been put together.
Led by Sule.
Well, led by Sule, yes. To be able to achieve what we achieved. So, and I continue to thank the team for the wonderful job that we have been able to do together, including my deputy governor, my secretary to the state government, the head of revenue, and the rest of that. Now, coming back to your question, Nasarawa State, in fact, that's our own mantra. We are a state of solid minerals, but it has always been just like the one you mentioned. You said there are two kinds of money, right? There is money that you do is just voice money. Is it voice money?
Audio money.
Audio money. So it's like we had audio minerals, and then we had really.
Yes, I was expecting you were going to bring a little rock as some of the processed lithium. I'm expecting the Zamfara governor, whatever is on the show, to bring the evidence of the gold that the state is cashing on, because you have projected yourself to be the lithium capital of the country.
That's correct, and we thank God that is there. But that is not to say that lithium is found only in Nasarawa State. As a matter of fact, you can find lithium in roughly about 10 states of the Federation. But we have been lucky for several reasons, to be able to project our own lithium. And today we have not only the biggest processing company in Africa, we also have the biggest in Nigeria. So we have two. We have two, one that is just 3,000 metric tons per annum that we are bragging that it was the biggest in Nigeria. Now we have the 6,000, which is now the biggest in Africa. So that's what it is there. And we are so glad that we found investors who believe in us. We found all our system convenient enough, who found our environment conducive enough, and who found our lithium quality enough, to come in and invest the kind of money that they are investing. But they are not just investing this money, they are also investing in our people. Today, if you go to Endo, today if you go to Nasarawa local government, today if you go to parts of Udege, you can find, people from Nasarawa State operating some machines that they have never operated before. In fact, they had never seen before in their life. So, and for me, that's the happiest moment for me. The moment I go, being an engineer, and then I go and I see engineers or technicians, that are operating some of the most sophisticated machines. The new lithium plant by New Diamond Energy, which is the 6,000 that you are seeing, it is using the latest technology of processing that is just out. Some of the machines, in fact, are being operated there for the first time that they are being brought to Africa. So those are the kinds of good things that we are seeing. And of course, the money is also coming. And that's why you mentioned the IGR that you see we are making at the moment. And then Nasarawa State is now considered, among the states that are top four.
One of the easiest way to understand the importance of this is this. If you have a power bank, there is an element of lithium in it. If you have, like this, for example, the battery that powers this iPad, your computer, your telephone are powered by lithium. Is usually known as an igniting force, is an igniting element, is a power, is seen for so many things. In fact, medications, lithium it could be responsible for manufacturing. Lithium is your electric vehicles. Lithium that's how important lithium is.
Correct.
They are mining lithium under the foot of the Nasarawa indigents.
Correct.
Under their soil. But how many sustainable jobs have actually been created? Because tonight, I will be happy if you are able to tell me how many jobs Nasarawa people have been able to get. Poverty rate is still high in your state. Underemployment is still high. Unemployment is still high. How are the Nasarawa people able to benefit? Yes, there is lithium coming out of their state, but they are poor.
Well, the community is not poor where this lithium is being done. That community in particular is not fair.
But the money is going to just a few people.
No, it is going to the entire community. Let me tell you, the Endo community had only 3.5 cadastral units, 3.5, where the original operation started. But the entire people in the community were not more than 2,000 people. The first money that went to those people was 750 million naira that went to that community. It's a community that had never seen 10 million of their own. 750 million went to the community without government making 1 naira out of it. It went to the community for the consent letter that came in. So wealth went into that community.
You talked about the agro. You had a conversation with the VP on the agro.
Yeah, agro today, but finally, you know, the report by the technical committee, the technical working group actually was approved, you know, and sent. So now it is for implementation. Agro is a $500 million project supported by the World Bank. You know, and World Bank was also there at the meeting with us today. So, of course, I was the only governor present, but there was Deputy Governor of Kaduna. And then because it's 6 states, actually, that were elected to
Will you be able to get this before you get out of office?
The money?
The money, yeah.
Oh, yes.
What will you be planting?
No. It's not what we're planting. What?
Because what concerns me, we are hearing this money, I'm thinking what the average person gets to get out of this.
Good. Now
this is my own bone of contention.
Now agro is for average. Agro is for average. The whole idea about the agro, you know, is that this amount of money will be deducted based on the credit of a state that they are getting. And that money is going to go purely for the small-scale farmers. Purely for them. It's not even for the for commercial farmers. Yeah. It is for the small-scale farmers. They are going to be that, but the state is going to be the guarantor. And what they are encouraging from the World Bank side is to have a lot of these holders so that they can now be the outgrowers of major. And Nasarawa came top because of the fact that we have big companies, you know, such as for rice, you know, such as Olam. And Olam actually needs a lot of rice from outgrowers. So that's where the outgrowers have their working capital for that. That's the idea.
Well, we need to go. And I'd like to ask you this question. You are confident you're going to be in the Senate. But what if President Tinubu loses?
If he loses?
What would you do?
Loses to what?
To Atiku or to Peter Obi?
No. He will lose from, if he is losing, he's losing to go back to the presidential villa. As far as we are concerned, you call it win or lose, the man is coming, is going to the presidential villa. He has won the election.
You people are planning to rig the election.
He has won that election.
You've designed all out to rig the election.
No, it's not a design. His performance, his number. The man has 31 governors right now working for him.
Governors don't win elections.
Governors are the leaders.
Governors who have lost election.
Governors are, how many have lost election?
You lost election the last time. SDP defeated your party.
I never lost election.
There are several of your APC states that lost to opposition the last time.
They have lost.
It's not guaranteed that you're a sitting governor, you must win.
No, it's not guaranteed. But what I'm saying is that, you know, in my own case, because I better clarify so you will know that, I was declared the winner by INEC, and then now opposition took me to the, tribunal. And the tribunal now went 2 against 1, okay? Saying that 2 said I lost, 1 said I won. We went to the Court of Appeal. Court of Appeal, all the 3 judges said that the tribunal was talking rubbish. You have won your election. We went to the Supreme Court, 5 judges said they are talking, no, you have won the election. So I think that's where it is.
Governor Abdullah Sule, I will declare you the official spokesperson of Bola Tinubu campaign.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You do so well preaching Bola Tinubu to this country.
No, preaching our party.
Thank you so much indeed. Governor of Nasarawa said I appreciate it. And I wish you the very best in Nasarawa.
Thank you so much.